Well, this is going to be one of my weird joke kind of videos or a sort of like dark humor video. I actually want to talk about something that is important. June, for those of you who don't know, is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And a lot of people don't really even know that. And when it comes to men's mental health, you ask most men, and they will say basically, I'm fine, or I'm okay, or one of my favorites that I hear a lot is, I'm good. But that's just how we were raised. You know, even today I see men in their 20s and you ask them, how you doing? I'm fine. You know, I've seen, 25-year-old men. You can tell they're having a bad day. You can tell there's something on their mind. And you go, hey, buddy, what's up? I'm good. I'm okay. You have to understand, it's not just how we were raised, it's how society perceives men to be. We're perceived, oh, you're a dude, you're strong, you have to, you don't have anything to worry about, you're a guy. Well, guess what? Don't want to sound like I'm a sexist, because I know some people might say, well, you're just a guy because you're saying this because, I have two wonderful daughters. And I am extremely proud of my daughters. They are strong, independent women now. And I've always said women are stronger than men. And I had that conversation at work. This woman was saying, oh, men are naturally stronger than women. And I went, no, they're not. Physically, men can't take as much pain as a woman does. Woman gives birth. If you ever tried those labor pain devices, men tap out. Women go to 10. Women are stronger. They can handle G forces better. That's why women are better fighter pilots, because they handle those G fighters better. The reason why men seem stronger than women is not by nature, it's by nurture. And this woman was trying to argue, oh, no, it's not true. And I go, listen, if you took a boy and a girl and you raised them the same way, oh, it's outside, go out and play. You raise them to be physical, to be explorative, and not just to stay inside and play with pretty things. Guess what? Those girls grow up to be strong. And in most cases, stronger than men. My ex-wife broke my necks because she was raised with a couple of brothers who taught her how to wrestle. My daughters can kick butt. And even though they may not look physically stronger, their muscles develop so well that they are stronger mentally, physically. Women are stronger. But men are expected to be stronger when it comes to their emotions. Men are supposed to not share their feelings. And when you do try to share your feelings, quite often you get these looks like, what are you doing? We don't want to hear this. Why are you telling us that, you're having a hard time? And I've had this experience myself from a lot of other women out there my entire life. I was not really allowed to show my feelings. I saw my dad struggle every single freaking day coming home. He worked from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. almost 6 days a week. Physical job. My dad put us kids first no matter what. He treated my wife like she was a queen. My sister got treated like the princess. But my dad, I would catch him when no woman was around. He would sit in the kitchen. And he had his hands on his head, and he was trying not to break down in front of his son. And I have to admit, I was the same way with my kids until I reached a breaking point. And my kids saw me at my worst. And that's why I'm proud of my daughters, because my daughters saw me at my worst, and guess what? They're still my daughters. They still love me. It was the first time I really showed that, guess what? I'm not a cold person. I'm not just the guy who comes home and makes them laugh and feel. I have feelings too. But you know what the rest of society did around me at that time? I was going through a nervous breakdown. I won't even go into details as to why. The rest of society looked at me like, what the fuck's his problem? Even to this day, when people ask me, I'm typical, I'm a guy, I say, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm good. But the fact of the matter is, men are not good. They're not fine. They're not okay. There are more male suicides in this world than anything else. And because the pressure's on men. And that woman I was having that debate with couldn't even argue against the points I was bringing up. because when she thought about it, she was like, shit, you're right. You know, because she had a niece and nephew, and the niece was being raised to play with pretty things and not to do physical stuff, and her nephew was being raised, you know, go play outside, go do all this crazy stuff. And that's the sad part, is that it still goes on to this day, that this double standard goes on. You know, I was raised to have good manners, so I'll open a door for women or men. I don't care. I got accused of being a male chauvinist pigs, open up this door for a woman. I was just being nice. She had 2 cups of coffee in her hand. And it's just this double standard that, you know, men have to deal with every single day of their lives. So we're not allowed to be anything but fine or okay. But that's not okay. That's not fine. So to all my guy friends out there, to all the men out there, you know, I'm gonna quote a Canadian that used to do comedy, but he was also putting a message in there. You know, when you're out there, to all the men out there that are okay, that are good, that are fine, I'm with you. And to quote, we're all in this together. I'm pulling for you. So keep your stick on the ice, boys. And keep in mind, you're not alone. All us men out there that are dealing with stuff, that are having hard times, no matter what, we're all fine. We're all okay. And even though society may look at us and think, you know, he's a dude, he's supposed to be tough. He's supposed to be able to handle everything. I know that when you're alone, you want to sleep. You just want to close out the world. You want to take a shower and just drown it out with noise so you don't hear anything else. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's how us men, how you deal with the pain, the anxiety, the depression. Maybe one day, who knows when, it'll be acceptable for us men to have those feelings. Because another thing I've learned a lot is you have a lot of women out there saying, oh, men need to share their feelings more. But when we do, what do we get? Oh, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to my feelings. Or why are you burdening me with your feelings? I have problems of my own. No, men, we have to carry that burden ourselves. And unfortunately, when you look at the world, there's a lot of support groups out there for women out there. There aren't as many for men. And there are a few out there for men. But God forbid you get seen going to these places, because people talk. And unlike other people in the world, we don't talk about people going, oh my God, did you hear about her? She had a depression. No, we are depressed. Men are depressed. So women out there, if you're watching this video, get to know something. Men are not fine. Men are depressed. They're anxious. They're struggling every single second of every day. And you know why? Because biologically, men have a shorter lifespan. We don't live as long, so we try to enjoy the best as we can. You know, men, you know, you go turn to your partner. Turn to your partner right now. Ask your partner, hey, how are you feeling? If he answers, I'm fine, I'm okay, or I'm good, give the guy a hug. Do you know why? Because he's trying not to burden you with how he's really feeling. And if you are one of those rare men that when you get asked that question, you actually admit that you're not feeling good, that you're depressed, dude, you are a rarity, and I salute you for it. If only more people were like you. But more importantly, hopefully if you are that guy who's comfortable sharing his feelings, hopefully the people around you are the people that are willing to accept your feelings. But until then, guys, you know, for this month, for the rest of this year, for the rest of your life, if you're fine, if you're okay, if you're just good, you're not alone. I'm with you guys. So we'll see you soon, hopefully. And keep in mind, remembering one thing. Guys, if you are at that point where you're really just fine, hang in there another day. Hang in there another week. Hang in there another year. Because you know why? The one thing you can do to show the world that you can tough it up when you're fine is to outlive everybody else. So I'm fine. And to you out there, I hope you're fine too. And I hope things get better.